Hi everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday morning class from a very sunny Norwich. Look at this. This is all natural light. I've got beautiful blue sky out the window. No lights required today, so that's a really lovely change in the weather. Okay, so last week we did a poll based on the 5 elements of Chinese medicine to find out which of the meridians or which of the organs most affected you. And I had to change my plans very quickly because it came out slightly differently from what I expected, but that's the joy of these Wednesday mornings is we have to kind of work with you and we adapt depending on how you're doing. Okay, so I've got a bit of a theme in mind and we'll work with it. We'll see what happens, because last week we worked with the stomach and spleen channels because the predominant emotion pointed to that. So I'm going to just say hello in the chat. I didn't say hello, did I? So here we are. There we are. I'm in the chat. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll tune in as before. We'll find out how we're doing in the next 5 minutes or so, and then we'll get straight on and we'll work on a series of exercises. We'll tweak them just for you. Okay, so first of all, what I'd like to do is I'd like to tune in to the 3 burners again, because we want to just see how that's been changing over the last few weeks. And then we'll do a quick check of whether you're feeling up or down. And then I'll do another questionnaire and see if we can zoom in and figure out how we can best do the exercises. Does that sound okay? Good. Okay, so if you take your piece of paper, divide it into 3 zones. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll tune into the 3 burners. We'll find out which ones you'd like to work on, and we'll go from there. So if you just like to close your eyes, okay, get the slides up. I'm going to just get the 3 burner slide up so you can see. Yeah, okay, so basically divide the piece of paper into 3. Let's tune in and see how you're doing, okay? So first of all, the lower burner, just to remind you, is this lower part of the body below the navel and around into the sacrum and the lower upper part of the lumbar there. Okay, so we're just going to close our eyes and tune into this area and get a sense of what it is like. What is it like? Okay, and then if you'd like to just open your eyes and draw a picture of what your lower burner is like. And if you can remember from last week, you can perhaps compare it and just see what it's, if there's been any change. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to shift up onto the middle burner. That's from the diaphragm down to the navel here. So it's this whole area here and through into the lower part of the thoracic spine. Okay, so let's just close our eyes, tune in internally. And ask yourself, what is that like? Very good. Okay, excellent. So now open our eyes and just draw or write in the main sensations that you have here. Okay, very good. Okay, and finally the upper burner, that's this area here. It's the lungs and the heart, and it goes through into the thoracic spine as well. So we're tuning in right round here into the thoracic spine. So let's see what we get there. We're going to close our eyes again. Okay, and just get a sense of what it's like. Got it? Okay, good. So now we'll draw that on our upper burner. Okay, very good. All right, so let's find out generally how stressed you're feeling overall as a group. And then we'll just zero in a little bit on the burners and then on the main theme of today. So let's just find out how you're coping. We noticed that with the second wave building in Europe and obviously in America, there's been an increase in stress. But let's just see how you're doing. So do you want to just let us know the general stress level that you're dealing with? Okay. So there we are. We're getting definitely more people saying they're okay rather than coping well. So we want to do something about that by giving you some ideas to get back into a really good place here. Okay, and about a third of you are feeling stressed and 30% neutral. So we've got about 60% of you not feeling okay or good. So let's see if we can improve on that in the next hour. Okay, so what about your burners? Just check out your burners and we'll have a look and see which burner you'd like to work on most. We've definitely seen this shift over the last month or two. Whoa, okay, interesting. So that's very interesting. It's starting to shift more. The middle burner is not so clearly delineated. It's gone more into the upper and the lower burner. That's very, very interesting. The last few weeks, I think when the second wave was just starting, there was a very big preponderance of middle burner issues going on there, but we've got an almost equal with the upper burner. Right, okay, I'm gonna have to think about that. Okay, so now we have, and any of you who know about the 5 elements, and if you don't know about the 5 elements, we're going to be introducing a little bit more theory as we go along. But I've designed a poll that is designed to find out from simple questions which of the 5 elements you tend to get affected when you get stressed. Okay, and I put it as if as well, just in case you never get stressed. Okay, so if you get stressed, and let's read it all the way through. Do you mainly get frustrated and irritated? Do you mainly get worry and anxiety? Mainly fearful? Mainly shocked or dissociated? Or sad or weepy? Perhaps you can just let us know what is the tendency if you get stressed, if you have a kind of negative reaction there. Okay, now this is very interesting because we're getting a similar thing as we did last week, because we've got worry and anxiety is the main thing. And in fact, last week, if you remember, and if you missed it, go back and have a check out last week, because we did a whole session focused primarily on the stomach and spleen. Okay, so what I thought we'd do today, at least I thought I was going to do it. I thought we could work on the liver and gallbladder, but I can see from the burners that we're getting a lot of upper burner issues coming in now. And so what I think I'll do is I'll do a little bit towards the liver and gallbladder, but I'll also concentrate on working on the upper burner, because that's the middle and upper burners, because that seems to have changed over the last week. Okay, thank you very much for that. This is one other thing I'd like us to test, and that's to see whether we're feeling up or down, and that will influence again the way we can do the exercises today. So if you could just stand up, comfortably stand up, and just relax your breathing, center yourself, center your awareness in your own body. Okay, and now just check out your connection with heaven and earth. So tuning into your connection with the ground, first of all, and then tuning into your connection with the heavens. Okay, and what we're looking for is, do you feel generally kind of heavy and really stuck to the ground and going down to the ground? Or do you feel pretty floaty and not really connected? Or, and this hopefully will happen to many of us having done these exercises the last few weeks and months, do you feel pretty much balanced up and down? Okay, so just the final poll for this morning is your energy up, down, or about right? And that again, and I've got 5, look, very much too much up, too much ungrounded, about balanced, too down and feel heavy, too grounded, or very too down. Wow, good. Over a third of you feel about balanced, which is really good. About 21. All right, okay, look at this. We've got probably twice as many people feeling 2 down, okay? Now, that means we've got middle and upper burners, and we've got feeling generally being 2 down. If you're not in that category, don't worry, because all these exercises will cover everything. Okay, so we better get to work. So basically what we need to do is we need to strengthen the lower burner, we need to calm the middle burner and relax the upper burner. And what we want to do is get ourselves right in the middle there, so we don't feel really kind of too heavy or too floaty and ungrounded. So let's start off with some exercises. Okay, now as the stresses start to affect the burners more, we want to really regulate those so that we can keep ourselves kind of calm and in that green zone of the polyvagal system. In other words, where we can be sociable and we can just feel kind of contented and able to socialize as much as possible with people, even if it's on the phone. And that will help us regulate the upper and the middle burners. The lower burner is the foundation for all that. So first of all, let's get that up and down thing going, because 2/3 of you are either 2 up or 2 down. So let's sort that out straight away and then get on to some more meridian-based things. Okay, so let's stand first of all, and let's use our intention to really balance out the feeling of being connected to the earth and that feeling of lightness in the body. And what I'll do is I'll go through the exercises, and you can emphasize the exercise that you need to balance out your energy, okay? So let's go with this first exercise, which I've taken from Tai Chi, where we just simply sink down, we lift our arms up, or we float them up, we press up, okay, and then down like this, okay? So first of all, just get the external movement, right? And I'll do it from the side. We're keeping the spine nice and relaxed. We're sinking down, floating the arms up. Okay, right, so now let's get a nice healthy connection with the earth. We don't want it too heavy, okay? But we want support from the earth. We want the earth's energy to be able to lift us up, to be able to lift us upwards. So let's work on that now. We're going to open up kidney 1, which is that point on the sole of the foot, okay? And we're balancing our weight between kidney 1 and the heel. Okay, this is important today because the heel relates to the upper burner. So we don't want to be too far forwards on our feet. Let's just go back and balance that weight onto the heel, okay? Keep it nice and light, relaxed. Open up your legs by relaxing your ankles, knees, and your hips, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to imagine a connection all the way down our legs, down into the center of the earth. Okay. You got that? Like a really deep root, okay? We're going to breathe in, we're going to sink down into the earth. And then as we breathe out, we're pushing up from the earth. So we're getting an upward movement from the dense quality, the yin quality of the earth. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, sinking down, okay, and then pushing up. Okay, now let's tweak this for your own energy, right? So if you're 2 up like this, you want to sink down, connect with the earth. And if you're too heavy, push up and feel light as you push up, okay? And emphasize the one that you need to balance out up and down. Got it? So if you're too floaty, go down and sink that root into the earth. If you're too stuck, push up. Feel light in your body and strong in your legs as we go up. All right, so let's do that a few times. Sinking down, connecting with the earth. Pushing up. Okay, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in And breathing in and breathing out. Very good. Okay, now just standing. What we should have now is a relaxed feeling of connection deep into the earth, but a kind of light strength in the legs. Okay, now if you keep that focus down, you'll find it hard to move your feet off the ground, but you'll have a feeling of strength and lightness in the legs, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, so now it's time to build up the connection with the heavens, with the yang energy. We do that by focusing on the top of the head and imagining this golden thread going up into the heavens as far as you can imagine. Again, we connect with the sunlight, with the yang moving energy above us. Okay, so now we're focusing on the string. Okay, if you are too floated, already you feel more solid, and when you sink down, keep that string there, keep that string keeping you in place and not getting too giddy and far out. Okay, we've got the legs sorted now, so now it's the upper body. So here we go. Okay, breathing in, descend from that thread like you're being descended down, and then when you get to here, lift up from the head top, keeping the spine as relaxed as you can. I'll give you a side view. See, I'm just allowing the whole spine to go down and float up. Okay. Okay, very good. Let's just do a few more. Keep that spine really open. Feel it relaxing. Feel the sacrum, the weight of the sacrum, opening up your whole spine, sinking down, floating up, sinking down, floating up. Okay, now if you're too floaty, you want to emphasize the sinking down. And if you're too grounded still, just open up the spine and connect upwards as we go up. So again, you can tweak this depending on how you're feeling. Very good, excellent. Okay, so now let's combine it together. All right, here we go. Ready? Connect through into the earth. Ready? Sink down into the earth. Bring your attention right down into the earth. Switch to the head top. Float up. Push up with the legs. Okay, relax. Focus down into the earth. Float up from the head top. Sink down into the earth. And float up. Very good. Okay, now let's switch it about. So now we're going to sink down from the head top and push up with the legs. Ready? So we're going to sink down from the head top, keep suspended, push up as if you're really heavy, pushing up from the earth. Push up. Imagine you're heavy. That's it. Sink down and float down from the head top. Push up from the legs. That's it. Sink down and float up. Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's just shake out a little bit and we'll just tune in and compare to how we were just 10 minutes ago. Okay, so placing your hands on the floor, floating the head up, connecting with the earth, and just see if you can bring your awareness into the center of your body and balance out that feeling of going up and going down. Okay, better, isn't it? Okay, and now if we think about the center of our whole body, we have the dantian, and that's where we need to start. Okay, so here's a special note for any of you who kind of feel a bit anxious and fearful when you get stressed. That's the adrenal system, and we need to start here by stabilizing the lower burner. Okay, so let's do that now. We're going to rub our hands together to get the chi moving in the hands. Get the hands nice and warm. we're going to place our hand over the dantian, and I'll just give you a close-up. That's 1.5 inches below the navel. So if your navel's here, it's kind of around here, okay? And you place the center of your palm over that area. Okay, but that's just a start. The next thing is the breathing. Okay, now let's just check in again. Let's get that feeling between heaven and earth, nice and stable. Okay, so I've got my head floating up, I've got my feet connecting to the earth, and now I can become aware of my center. I'm bringing my attention into the center, and I'm going to start breathing into there. So let's just do a few breaths. Okay, now because so many of us are having issues with the upper and the middle burner, could be quite difficult to do. So let's see if we can do it. The way to do it is to relax the upper body so that we're not going, okay? Relax the upper body and relax as much as you can the diaphragm here to allow the breath, the chi from the breath to come down and into the dantian. Do you want to try it? Okay, nice, easy breaths. Keep those feet connected to the earth. Relax the whole core of your body and bring the breath down into the dantian. Breathing in. Relax the throat, relax your throat. Hold the breath, hold it. And then just breathe out the air and imagine the energy from the breath is staying underneath your hands. Got it? Just a little bit of a check. Make sure your head's floating up. Feet connected to the earth. Breathing in. Okay, now if you've got it, you should feel this area just slightly expanding here. Okay, hold it. Keep the breath there. Nice and relaxed. Relax your whole body. Breathe out and let the chi gather underneath your hands. Very good. Very good. Okay, one more. Breathing in. Try and get the breath right into your back as well. Try and get the breath right through to here. Breathing in. Get that breath into the lower back as well. Okay, hold it. Relax your shoulders and your throat. That's it. Okay, breathe out, relax. Okay, now you see how by just focusing in our center there, we're starting to relax the mind. The digestive system is starting to relax, the heart area and the lungs are calming down. It's a foundation for all the other stuff we're going to do today, okay? So let's just energize that dantian a bit by using some actual circling techniques, okay? But we're adding it into the breathing, so keep those feet connected to the earth, keep those hips relaxed, nice and heavy legs, heavy and strong legs, float the head up, and rotate the hands lightly. I'm just touching very lightly here around the dantian. Okay, very good. Now let's get some chi down those arms by relaxing our shoulders, sending the chi down our arms, through our palms, and we're kind of zapping it into this area and zapping it in through into the lower back. Okay, so look, we've only been working for like 15 minutes or something, and already our energy is changing quite a lot. So if you're getting any time during the week, you want to just chill out a bit, do 5 minutes of heaven and earth breathing, and 5 minutes of this low abdominal breathing, and rotating around the hara. You could do it maybe every day for 10 minutes. That really will start to regulate our nervous system and just get us into a much more centered and calm state, which is what we all need right now, don't we? Okay, so let's see if we can get that energy into our lower back. If you just relax your hips a little bit more, relax your sacrum a little bit more, that's it, and send that energy into your lower back. See if you can feel it going all the way into the lower back. Okay, very, very good. Okay, then we're just going to shake out, tune in again. Relaxing. Excellent. So now what you should feel is strong in the legs, but connected, floating and light in the upper body, and a nice warm, calm feeling in the lower part of the lower burner. Okay, and that's a really good foundation. And if you're feeling a little bit on edge and a bit fearful especially, this area connects directly with the adrenal system, and it's great for calming down any anxiety like that. Okay, so here we go. 15 minutes in, and we've already connected to heaven and earth, and we've got the lower burner nice and energized. Okay, so now we get down to some serious stuff here, because this area here is really under a lot of stress at the moment, because we've got the middle burner is associated with frustration, anger, anxiety, and things like that, with the organs in Chinese medicine of the stomach and the liver. So we've really got to get them as calm as we can. Okay, so let's do some Ampuku therapy on them, self-Ampuku therapy. You can do this lying down as well. I'm going to do it standing up for you. And we're just going to work directly on the abdomen. Okay, so if you feel around here, you can feel your ribs, you can feel the sternum here. This is a big bone here. And you can feel the end of it here. The ribs go around here like this. And then you'll feel your hip bone. And if you go round, you'll feel the top of your pubic bone right here. And this whole area here is where we do the Ampuku therapy. What we're going to do is we're going to gently press in with our fingertips. And we're just going to literally press in and go round this way, like this, okay? So here we go. Now, when we're up here, we're actually on the middle burner. This is around the gallbladder and the liver. So let's just make sure that we can work on any tightness or tension that we can feel around this area, okay? If you feel any areas that feel a little bit sensitive or tight, then we just hold them, gently press them, and just keep repeating until it feels nice and relaxed. Okay, we get down to here. And this is the descending colon. Okay, so if you get any diverticular problems or bowel problems, it's really good to work this area. Again, we're just nice and deep pressure. I'm pressing in with my fingertips and using this hand just to provide a bit of extra pressure there. Keeping my shoulders and arms as relaxed as I can. Okay, down here. This is the top of the pubic bone now. We're around where the bladder is. And now we're coming up. Ooh, that feels a little bit sensitive there. I'm just going to hold this area a little bit longer. It's spelled A-M-P-U-K-U. Some people have been asking me how to spell it so they can look it up. It's called Ampuku therapy, and it's a form of Japanese, part of Shiatsu, direct work on the abdomen. Okay. So we're going up here now. It's the ascending colon. And now this whole area is governed by the liver and the gallbladder. So we want to make sure that we release this area as much as we can. You might find this area feels quite tight. We're going to go in here and we're just going to hold, press and hold. Any areas that feel sensitive, we're going to hold them. Just nice, gentle, but firm pressure all the way around. Excellent. Okay, great. So that's the outer circle. And now we can do an inner circle, which is basically the small intestine organ. And this is an organ that's responsible for assimilating your food. So it comes down to the stomach, the liver sends the bile across, and then it goes into here to get digested, okay? And in Chinese medicine, this is related to the earth element. So if you get a knotty feeling in here, a tight feeling in here, that's called a knotting of the spleen in Chinese medicine. So if you press in here, it should feel nice and flexible and kind of definitely pain-free and flexible all around the navel. Now, if it feels like a little fist, okay, that's what's called knotted chi. And you really want to release that. That's going to really help you with any anxiety you're feeling. Again, it's part of the nervous system that directly sends signals to our brain to tell us how safe we are. And if we give a nice, gentle, comforting pressure here, around here, and I'm making a small circle around the navel. We did the larger one here, and this one is around here. Then that's going to send messages to our brain that we're safe, okay? It's one of the problems with media and the news is we're constantly bombarded with danger signals that are really often completely out of context in terms of our actual safety. We might actually be at home completely isolating, but if we read the news every 2 or 3 times a day, our bodies are going to react as if we are in danger, and that's when things start going wrong, because what we're doing is our nervous system is doing its job, it's protecting us, but what it's protecting us is it's protecting us against bad news, not about an actual threat. And then everything can start getting a little bit out of control then. So what we need to do is regulate our nervous system so that we can realistically work and live in whatever conditions we're in at the moment. Okay, so that's what we're doing now. We're regulating the nervous system by relaxing the internal organs. Okay, now what does that feel like? Just give it a bit of a rub. And we'll go around in a big circle. And then a little circle, middle circle. Very good. Okay, very good. So now let's just relax again. We're going to stand, check our heaven and earth connection, and tune into that lower and that middle burner. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's anything like mine. It feels a lot more relaxed and a lot more open, which prepares it for the twisting exercise, because we want to do some twisting exercises now to just release this whole area. Feet shoulder width apart, hips forwards, get that golden thread from the heavens, weight your sacrum down, and now imagine someone's just turning that golden thread, and we're going to pivot on that golden thread. We're going to look left and right. Okay, now keep that middle burner nice and relaxed. Keep this whole middle area nice and relaxed with the breathing. Very good. Okay, you can do it a bit stronger if you like and get the tapping on the sides of the body. Okay, excellent. Okay, now if you'd like to stretch the stomach channels and stretch the gallbladder channels, it's pretty simple really, because it's stretching this way will open up the stomach channel, and stretching the side will open the liver and the gallbladder channels. So both these directions are directly related to the middle burner. So just check in now to your middle burner, see how it feels. Okay, and let's do some stretches. So we'll stretch the stomach channel first. So we're going to breathe in, bring our arms up, connect right the way through the throat, breathe out, and just gently tip backwards and open up this area here as much as you can. Breathing out. Breathe in, come up. Okay, breathe out, stretching up, stretching the front of our body, breathing out. Relaxing. Breathing in. And breathe out and relax. Okay, very good. Okay, so now let's do some stretches for the liver and gallbladder. And what you can do is place your hand here on the, if I can just about get in shot, hold the side of your body, breathe in, breathe out, and stretch this way, opening up the side of the body. See if you can get a feeling right into the foot. That's it. Again, breathing in, breathe out, opening up the whole side of your body, concentrating around this area here. Very good. Okay, one more. Breathing in. Okay, and the other side. Breathing in. Breathe out. Just tune into this whole area here on the side of your torso. That's the liver and the gallbladder channels. Just opening them up. Okay. One more. Okay, can you see a line? I'm trying to get a line of stretching, a line all the way from this foot here, this one, this foot, all the way into the arm and the side of the neck. That's the whole gallbladder channel. You can feel opening up there. Okay, very good. Now, before we leave the middle burner, we better do some channel work just to make sure we get this really released, okay? Then we can move on to the upper burner. So let's do some channel work, and we'll do the stomach and spleen channel first. It's tapping down the sides of the abdominal wall here. This is where the stomach channel runs. You probably remember that from last week. Okay, and then we're going to go down the outside front of the legs, okay? And where that is you put your hand on straight on the front of your legs. Just go to the side to here, so it's like 45 degrees. That's the stomach channel. Go this way, 45 degrees. That's the spleen channel, okay? It's really as simple as that. Can't miss it. And they're quite wide, the channels. So don't worry about exactly where they are. Just go from the center of your front of your legs down to the side. I'm going to go down, all the way down. Right, so as we're doing this, let's see if we can make a connection between the channels and the middle burner. So I'd like to let's bring our attention here, okay? And as we go down, you might find certain areas seem to react here. You get a reaction there, and that means you've hit a SUBO, you've hit an acupuncture point, or a SUBO that connects. SUBO is like an acupuncture point in Japanese. It's a point that means that it's connecting with here. Okay, so we're going to go down. I've got a couple. I've got one here. I can feel kind of like a moving, warm feeling here. Yeah, just around here is the best place for me, and you'll probably find a different place on your own legs. Okay, and then we go down the shins. And then up the spleen channel on the inside. And again, I'm tuning in to my middle burner, seeing if I can find any places that feel good, that feel really good. And if they do, just give them an extra tapping. Okay, excellent. Let's go again. Down we go. Okay, one more. For luck. Okay. Up the inside. Wow, middle burner workout. This is a real middle burner workout. Here we go, brushing down the fronts of the legs. Okay, tuning in again. Okay, that feels pretty amazing. Really starting to feel open now. All we need to do now is just work the gallbladder channel and the liver channels down the sides of the body. Okay. Oh, getting quite warm. I'm just going to turn the heater off. Getting too warm. Okay, so we go down the sides of the body. Down the gallbladder channel. Okay, that's just straight down this trouser seam on the outside of the leg. Very easy to find. And up the inside, again, I'm tuning into my middle burner, trying to find any points. Here I'm right on the inside of the leg here. Down the outside. In fact, you can start here. This is where the gallbladder channel goes in the hip. Feel any points that feel good? Got any? Yeah, I've got one right here. Look. That's it. Down we go. And up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, shaking out and brushing down the outside and the inside of our legs. Whoa, okay, excellent. So how's that? Let's just check into our burners again. Wow, what a difference. That middle burner feels really nice and open, really good, all the way around into the thoracic spine. All that twisting and stretching was really good, especially these gallbladder stretches to the sides of the body. Okay, so now let's go on to the upper burner. Okay, really, really important that we get this upper burner really calm. Noticed in the last few weeks that that's been creeping up the list. And the reason for that is because obviously when we get any kind of stress, it affects the breathing particularly, and also particularly the heartbeat, because it's a natural thing for the heartbeat to go up when we get excited or or if we need to run away from danger and things like that. So we can work it the other way, because if we calm down our upper burner, that again will send a message of safety to our brain. That's what we want. So why don't we use a few acupressure points? We'll do some doing and some stretches. The main thing for the upper burner is to regulate breathing. So let's do some simple stretches to start before we start with the points. So we'll breathe in, come like this, okay? This time we're breathing into the upper burner, nice deep breath, and we want a really slow exhalation. Concentrate on your middle finger. And feel that connection between the middle finger and your chest. That's the pericardium channel, okay? Let's do it two more times, breathing in. Deep breath into the upper burner, breathe out. Very good, breathing in. And breathing out. Excellent. Okay. Now, if you just relax your arms to the side, if you just do that, you can feel this opening feeling here. That's the heart protector channel. Okay. So let's stretch the heart channel. This is one of my favorites. Breathing in, stretching up. Breathing out, stretching back towards the wall behind you, but opening the armpits is the important thing. Open up those armpits and long exhalation. Ready? So breathing in, breathe into the upper burner, slow and long exhalation. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, excellent. So let's do a little bit of doing, and then we'll use points and breathing exercises to really regulate the upper burner. Before we do that though, let's just do some lung exercises. And I know because some of you will have the upper burner affecting the lungs more than the heart. So let's just do that. This is a great exercise. Medical Qigong, lift up the arms, bring the thumbs out and drop them back. Okay, and now this is where we check our connection with heaven and earth. So keep that swinging going. Open up kidney 1, connect down into the earth. Nice and relaxed, relaxing our hips, relaxing our knees and our ankles. Feel that lovely connection with the earth. Nice and solid connection with the earth. Very good. Nice, easy, relaxed breathing, opening up this area here. This is the lung 1 area. Okay, all around here. So I do it from the back. We're opening up the lungs, opening up the lungs and the upper chest as we go back. Excellent. Okay, now if we want to turn that into a stretch, there's a really good lung stretch, which is this one. You open up like as if you're yawning. You bring your hands back behind your back. Link your thumbs together, because that's where the lung channel runs to. Thumbs together, and you point your index finger like that. So breathing in, breathe out. You see how it opens up the backs of the legs and it opens up lung 1 again. Okay, similar to the swinging exercise. Let's just do 2 more breaths. Breathing in. Okay, and then a 4th breath, breathing in, breathing out, and coming back up. Okay, excellent. So now let's just do a little bit of doing for the channels for the upper burner. And then we'll just do some points and we'll try and chill the whole upper burner out. Okay, so we want it nice and calm. Okay, so let's try some very gentle doing. I'll show you where the channels are. You have the lung channel that goes down into the thumb, and it goes along the line like that, right down into the thumb. Okay, so we can tap from lung 1. Remember that? We open that up with the swinging exercise. It comes down here. Okay, and this is very useful for any sort of sadness or loss feelings. The lung channel in Chinese medicine is related to loss and sadness. Okay, so I'm just going to concentrate on the yin channel, so the channels on the inside of the arm. You can see how they all connect into the chest like this. Okay, so just tapping down. The next one we have is the pericardium channel, which we stretch when we do this. And that goes to the middle finger. So let's just tap that down the middle of our arms. Into the center of the palm here. And then down onto the middle finger. As we're doing this, we're feeling a connection between the arm and the upper heater. Yeah. Keeping the breathing nice and calm. Very good. We'll just do that 3 times. Okay, and the heart channel runs from the armpit. So if you open up your armpit like this, you'll feel it right in the armpit. It comes down past the elbow here. There's a point right there at the end of this crease here. That's heart 3. And it runs down here and into the inside of the little finger. So the best place we can get it is just on the inside of the arm. I'm turning my arm around like that. Just very lightly tapping it. This is heart 3. Going down, heart 7, and then into the little finger. Okay, again, keeping that connection internally with the upper heater. Okay, and then brushing off. Okay, very good. Right, now if you just close your eyes and compare this arm with the one we haven't done yet, can you feel that tingling kind of feeling all the way down into the fingers? That's the channel being activated. It's really good to do that before we start doing the points, because we're sort of opening up the channel. So here we are, starting off on lung 1, and we're going down towards the thumb. Yeah, right onto here. That goes from here. Very good. And then the pericardium channel, that's the one that runs, the heart protector channel, runs right down the middle of our arm, again tapping. Opening up as much as we can. Again, feeling this connection with the upper heater and the arms. Okay, and then finally the heart channel, we twist the arm round, try and get as far up into the armpit as we can. We go down onto the elbow, and then down onto the hand. Okay, very, very good. Okay, so I'm going to shake the arms out, okay, and see what's happened now. We can shake our arms out a little bit, and again, connecting with heaven and earth. We're going to tune into that upper burner. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll feel your hands are kind of really energized, your arms are kind of tingling, and there's a lot more space here in the upper burner. Okay, and that's exactly what we need. We need this nice and relaxed, lots of space here and a kind of calmness here. And we can work on that even more by using specific points and by using breathing. Okay, controlled breathing. So I'm going to just sit down for a second. You might want to just sit down in a chair, or you can still stand if you like. And we're going to do some breathing just for a few minutes and see if we can get our breathing connected with some of the acupuncture points. Okay, so I want to remind you about this point here. This is heart 7. It's right on the wrist crease here. It's right in that point there, just on the wrist crease. And we can hold it with our thumb like this. And we can form a connection around the arms. So if I come back a bit, I'll show you how we can do it. We can hold like this. This is how I like to do it. Holding with the thumb, holding around the whole wrist there. Okay. So now let's try doing a guided chi meditation focused on that point and see what happens. Okay, so if you close your eyes, I'll do it with you. Okay, and we breathe in, we imagine energy coming in with the breath into the upper heater, so around here, around the upper chest. Okay, now this time as we exhale, a slow exhalation, we imagine the breath or the chi or however you want to think of it, like the light or whatever. From here, just using your imagination, you send it down this arm into this thumb and into this point here. Okay, so let's just try that. Breathing in. Breathe out. Send the chi down your arm into your thumb and into that point. Okay, so you tell me now, like if you do that, do you get a sensation of like a warm feeling going up the inside of this arm? Let's do it a few more times and see if it happens. Okay, so let's try it again. Breathing into the upper heater. Breathe out. Send your chi into that point through your thumb. Send your breath. Okay, so now you might get a sensation of tingling or warmth going up this way into this channel. And that means you have activated your own heart 7 point. And that heart 7 point is a really powerful point. It's one of the strongest points in acupuncture for calming the mind and regulating the heartbeat. And it's all to do with internal breathing. So let's try it again. Okay, closing our eyes, breathing in. Relaxing our shoulders, send the breath really strongly down this arm into your thumb and imagine it pouring into that point on your wrist. Okay, now can you feel that sensation up into your elbow and then up into your armpit of your left arm? If you can, then that means you've activated the point, and that's super amazing. Okay, now if you keep holding it, keep breathing. Relax your armpits open. If you can get a circuit around your arm and into the armpit on the other side, and then into the chest, you will have activated the whole channel. Amazing, okay? If you can't feel it yet, just keep practicing it and you'll get it after a few tries, or you can just imagine it to start with. So let's try again with the other arm. So now we're going to send the energy around the other way. Ready? Okay. Okay, so again, breathing into our upper heater, breathing in. Okay. Okay, send that breath really powerfully through your left arm, into your thumb, and into this point just on the wrist crease here, just here on the wrist crease. Okay. Send it into that point. And then see if you get a sensation of warmth up into the elbow and maybe up into the armpit. Let's do it again, breathing in. Slow exhalation, send that chi in there. You can just imagine that warmth going up the other arm, into the elbow, into the armpit, and then into the chest. Okay, let's do it a couple more times, breathing in. One more. Really strong. Focus that breath from your chest area down the arm into that point. Just need to lightly touch the point with pressure. Imagine there's breath going down into it. Okay, excellent. Which just gives us a few more minutes to just do some work on the yang channels. And I'm going to do a slight liver and gallbladder theme this time, because if you start to get any sensations in the joints, it's really good to rotate them. And what we'll do is we'll work the yang channels down and out just to finish off. Ready? Okay, so let's start off with working the sides of the head. We're just going to press around the sides of our head. Pushing really along the top and the sides now. This is the bladder and the gallbladder channel. And then squeezing down the back of our neck, central and outside of the neck. Very good. Okay, tapping the tops of our shoulders and both sides. And then from the tops of the shoulders, just going down the outside of the arms. We've already done the inside of the arms really thoroughly for the upper heater. And this movement is to get any energy that's stuck in the head and the neck down the arms and out the fingertips, down the yang channels. Okay, remember these are the yin channels and these are the yang channels. Okay, so they have different functions. Let's go. The yin channels tend to go more into the interior of the body, and the yang channels on the outside, because they're more to do with joints and structural issues. Okay, so we're going from the shoulder down the arms. Just do that 3 times. Okay. Okay, one of the things that's related to the liver and gallbladder is the joints. So let's do some relaxing and opening exercises for the joints, concentrating on the shoulders. Just starting off with little micro rotations. Just moving like this, by moving very small amount. Move it close up and just doing this kind of thing. Okay, nice, steady, easy breaths. Keep those feet connected to the earth. Keep that head floating upwards. Open up our spine and let the shoulder joints just rotate round, making it a little bit bigger. Very good. Okay, and then shaking the shoulders. Okay, and then shaking further down, we're going to shake the hips now. So we're really going into the hips, shaking the hips. Okay, we've already worked some of the yang channels in the arm. We've done the stomach, skin, gallbladder, and liver. So let's just do the bladder channel. So let's finish off by going onto the sacrum. Onto the sacrum and then down. Outside back of the legs. Finish up. Okay, very good. So that's all the yang channels and all the yin channels of the body covered. We've worked on all the 3 burners. We've concentrated a lot on the upper burner. And if you just close your eyes now and tune into heart 7, that point on the wrist, you'll probably feel that it's still being activated. You can feel a sensation around that point, and that means you've done an awesome job. That's going to really help regulate your upper burner and keep you nice and calm for the week ahead until we can meet next Wednesday. Okay, so thanks ever so much for joining us. I'm just going to check in and see how you're doing with the last poll. Just how do you feel now? Let's just see if we've had anyone get a reaction. Do you feel more balanced, about the same, or less balanced? Sometimes when we do these exercises, it can bring up things and you can feel a little bit out of but hopefully it's a nice balanced session, balancing yin and yang and the 3 burmers. Okay, thank you so much. Just thank you very much, Dinah, for looking after the chat. And and we'll go more and more into all the theory of Chinese medicine as we go along. And I'll just put a thumbs up in the chat and I'll leave you to the rest of your day. Okay, thank you very, very much. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Tell all your friends. We've got plenty of room on the session for you. Okay, thank you very much. Lots and lots of very familiar names. Love the Mpuku, very good. Excellent. Great. Okay, I have to end the session. And if anyone is a local person, they haven't been into the Shiatsu Centre yet, we've got complete safe protocols now. We've got masks, visors, temperature testing. We've got the whole thing down now. So if you want to come in for a session, you're most welcome. Okay, great. See you next week.